Hi, Mike Stott here on your board of directors at the Cherokee Association of Realtors, where our board knows we're all working hard to serve our communities, protect private property rights, and elevate our profession. This is the report in February on the statistics that came out in January of 2026. Price appreciation, this is 1 month. Um, in January, we closed properties and the median price was 480,000, which meant half the sales were above that, half the sales were below that. And sorry, it's a little cut off here. It's January, February, March. You all can figure that out. Next month, I'll shorten this down to just the last 10 years. This is, I believe it's 15 years worth of data. I have it if you want it at any point in time, but last 10 years is probably enough for most of us. The number of sales, 205, just a sketch more than the last year and a little less than the year before, well below the go-go years and below, everything since 2014. What's concerning is that we needed a lot of houses just built on the population growing in Cherokee County. So the number of sales are down. What does that mean? Don't know. We're starting to see a trend where the number of sales are down and the prices have held very steady. In Cherokee County on Friday the 6th, we had 1,098 active listings. I was down 104 from early January. 167 of them were asking over $1 million. That's one out of every 6 to 7 homes, with only 19 closing in January over $1 million. So that's the 11 months of remaining inventory. 26 are under contract and pending. And the average days on market over $1 million was 98 days. Under contract between pending, we have 371. If 3/4 of them close, we should look at somewhere around 300 closings in the month of February. Looking forward, you can see the median price is 529 for about a third of them, and 2/3 of them it's 489. So that $480,000 figure that we just showed you is going to go up. Whether it goes up to 495 or so, we'll see next month. And we had 205 closings. We did have a huge sale, which is why the average price is so much higher than the median price of almost 4.4 million closed. But the median price is what economists like to quote in the paper, and we were at 480. Cherokee County, using the Georgia Association of Realtors stats, we can show very clearly that their median price through the year to date was 480,000. There, December of 2025, the median sales price was 480. Overall, was 480,000 for the year, and the average sales price roughly 550 somewhere, of course, for the year. The important stats is that the percentage of list price received is 97.6%. We have 978 homes for sale. That was in December, old data, and a 3.3 month of remaining inventory. On the townhouses and condos, we have 4.6 months, which pushes it into neutral or even a buyer's market for townhouses and condos. And for single family, we're still in a very, what I would say, weak seller's market. For those of you that are visual, we can see from the last 10 years, our prices have leveled out. I'll show you a statistic in a second that says for the state of Georgia, prices rose exactly 0%. Cherokee County went up about 1%. Townhouses and condos, we've been relatively flat after reaching a peak, but we are lower than a year ago for townhouses and condos. For rent, we have 176 things for rent in Cherokee County, and 348 closed in the last 6 months. So we have about 60 closing a month, so 2 to 3 months supply of rentals out there. The median rental asking price is $24.50, and the median rental price is $22.64. Something to consider if you have clients that are looking to rent. It's pretty expensive. GAR did a report for the year. You can get the full report. I put it into a tiny URL.com/GAR report 2025. There's two R's there. Total closed sales, there was 87,613. If you doubled that, that's going to be 175,000 or so. We had about 48,000 realtors, but there were two sides. Assuming they were all done by realtors, that's about 3.6 sides per agent. And if you do the math, 480,000 was the median price for the year in the state of Georgia, times 3.6. That means the typical agent did about 1.7 million in gross sales. Looking at whatever their commission splits are, you can do the rest of the math there pretty easily with, the average agent is grossing somewhere between, $35,000 and $60,000, something there. Sales price up 0%. The numbers of pendings went down 1.4%. The number of closed sales was down 1.1%. We had 7.8% more listings on the market. The months remaining inventory went up 15%, and the average days on market was 56. 56. That was a 21% increase. And if you go back to this chart, look at what's going on in the days on market since that went up. It basically took the month of January and added it to whatever the days on market are. So if you're taking a listing today, be sure to prepare your sellers that you're going to be with them for 10 to 15 weeks on average. And some of you are going to be longer. So, this is something that we need to prepare for so that you're providing your sellers for 6, 7, 8, 10 weeks, valuable information every week so they feel informed. Remember, the biggest complaint that sellers have is that the agent became a secret agent and they had no communication after they listed. This report would be nice to show them. You could modify it yourself for their own market. Give them a market update every 2 weeks at least. Show them what's going on Realtor.com. Use Zillow and show them what's going on there. Keep in touch with your sellers because they're going to be scared because the time on market has gone up dramatically. Here's what's really interesting is below 300,000, we have 29 active. You're going to pull up 31, but 2 of them are in Center, Alabama, which is in Cherokee County in Alabama. I don't know why it's there. Every month I report it. They still come in. 4 are modular homes. 7 were self-identified as fixer-uppers. 13 were attached housing. There are 5 move-in ready houses, and the average square foot size of those 5 was less than 900 square feet. So sort of interesting to look at those statistics as you break them down. Sweet spot where we get the most number of sales seems to be 300 to 700,000. The vast majority of the sales are there. Full report again from CAOR, very interesting reading. If you look at the full report, tinyurl.com, CAOR report 2025. And as always, if you have any complaints, just email me to mike.stott@mac.com. If you really like this, let me know. And as always, your board of directors is here to serve you. Most of us, by the time you are viewing this next week, mid-February, we're going to be at the state convention and doing the day at the Dome. If you see me out and about, say hello. I'd love to meet you. Thanks.